Hey guys, I got a story for you. I'm out in the pasture, and I was hoping Kenny would come by one day and we could tell it together because he was involved with it with me, and it wasn't that we did something bad. We was actually doing something good, we thought. And about Doc, y'all remember Doc? But Kenny hasn't been found the time to come over, and I'd like to get this story out, so I'm gonna go ahead and just tell it. And I'll just tell it. Doc lived here nearby, and his he had marital problems, and I'm not making no jokes about that. That's serious stuff. But anyway, he was, and so he ended up moving, and he got a divorce, and he moved away. And I told y'all he worked at the hospital, made good money. He's a therapist of some sort, respiratory therapist, I think. And anyway, so he moved, bought him a place, and bought a brand new double wide motor home, beautiful home. But he moved to another county up the road, probably 30 miles from here, and didn't know anybody, didn't know not one soul in the whole subdivision where he moved to. And so he'd come home from work, lock himself in, I guess, or whatever, and next day get up and go back to work. Never meeting anybody, never, getting any friends. And he would call now and then, and sometimes he'd drive by just on his way home from work, just stop for a few minutes. And he said he loves this place up there, but he's just lonely, So Kitty and I come up with this idea. We would go visit Doc sometimes. Now and then you take some time off to go up, and so we got to talking to him one evening. And he said, "You guys come up and just watch a movie or something with me sometime. Just, hang out for a little bit." And so I naturally said, "Well, you got some John Wayne movies?" "Yeah, I do." That's okay. Well, Kenny and I come up one night. We'll make arrangements with you. I said, "We'll stop in Cleveland and get some chips and dip and some drinks, and we'll come up and have a movie night." Kind of sounds weird, three guys having a movie night, but Doc was a friend and he was lonely. So anyway, and we're not we're real guys here. So anyway, we did. We that day come and that evening come, we took off, me and Kitty. We stopped and got some chips and dip and stuff and drinks, and went up and knocked on the door. The yard was immaculate. I mean, not a blade of grass out of place. And Doc opened the door, said, "Hey, come in, boys," And we go in, and there's everything had a place. It was in its place, not like my house. Everything was just, probably like a hospital. Anyway, come on in. So he started telling us the different movies he had, and we chose one, and we set the stuff on the table, went into the living room, and beautiful furniture and everything. And Doc sitting on the end of the sofa, and I sitting on the other end, and Kitty took the big easy chair, and everything was just in its place. And the movie started, but I kept noticing something that's kind of out of place. And on the coffee table, beautiful coffee table, was a stick. I don't mean a stick that a beaver had eat on so you could talk about it, or a stick that he had shaved down and polished and varnished. I'm talking about a stick that looked like he just broke it off a limb somewhere and he just laid on the coffee table. Why would you have a stick in this beautiful home? A stick. We're watching this movie, and now and then, and down the hallway, I could see down the hallway, so could Kenny. And Doc was on the other end of the sofa, and naturally he couldn't, but down the hallway was dark. But you see the doors, enough light down there, you can see doors were closed. You can see the doorknobs shining. But it's kind of a dark hallway. But now and then I'd hear a noise down there. Lord, I said, I'm thinking to myself, he probably had company, and we're interfering. We should probably just, make an excuse and leave. And I think Kenny was thinking the same thing, because now and then Kenny would look down the hallway like where the noise was coming from. Well, then, in a little bit, I saw this head come through a door. Not out a door. The door was still closed. I'm talking about through a door. It's scary. Scary, people. When you see a head come through a door, it's enough to make you forget the movie. And it's down low. But folks, let me tell you what it was. It comes out through this door, this creature. And I'm already kind of rising up out of my seat because I don't know if I need to run or grab that stick, start beating whatever it is, or push Kenny in front of me. I didn't know what I might have to do. It's coming down the hall, but it's as big as a little Johnny goat, and it's walking sideways. And you see its eyes glow. It's a creature. And Doc's sitting there laid back watching this movie. Well, then it come into enough light you could see. It was a raccoon. A big raccoon. Now, here in East Texas, we just call them coons. It was just a coon. This was one big coon. And he's coming. He's coming. Well, Kenny at that time sees him, and Kenny's laying up in his chair too and looking right at this coon. And this coon is coming into the room where we're at. He's looking up at Kenny, and he's not smiling. He's got kind of a frown on his face, and maybe even a tooth or two showing. And then he turns his attention to me. He probably thought Kenny was a big bear. He wasn't going to mess with him. He turns his attention toward me. Well, I'm scooting up on the edge of my seat. And he comes around behind me. I can hear him on this cloth sofa, coming up the sofa, coming up. And I'm like this, looking over my shoulder, and he comes up. This time, Doc has become aware that the coon is in the room. The coon's in the room, Heidi. And he starts reaching then for that stick. Now I know why the stick's there. But why is the coon here? Why is either one of them here? He grabs that stick. Before he can grab that stick, he leans forward. That coon lunges from the back of that couch over on the Doc's shoulders, wraps his little arms around Doc's face like this, and starts chewing on his head. I'm serious, chewing on his head. Sadly, I had not brought my first aid kit, my iodine. But I didn't bring it, didn't know I needed it. He's chewing on Doc's head, and Doc's got that stick beating him like this. That's why the stick was there, beating him. Finally, he turns loose of Doc, goes back on the couch, and he's coming down. I stand up. I'm not going to take a chance. I stand up. I faced him. I'm ready. Come on, big boy. Knowing he'd tear me up. And he comes on down my side, down on the floor, back down that room, and back through that door. Well, the problem is with the door, Doc had installed a pet door, like a doggy door. That's why we saw a head just come through the door. Well, we're laughing this time. It's fun to me and Kenny, and Doc's over there kind of wiping his head off. Not bleeding bad, but, some little scratches and nicks. And because Doc don't have hair either. And we're laughing, having a good time, but we done forgot about the movie. It's probably a great movie. And the story is Doc had found the little raccoon as a baby in the woods, doing the right thing. He brings it home and he raises it, the boy coon. And he left him a boy coon. So this guy has done got big. He's got that testosterone running through him. He's tough. He's probably wanting a girlfriend, and Doc's got him in a room. Not a good combination. Not a good combination. Let me show y'all his room. Now, how many people have a pet coon that has his own room? I've known people have pets like that, but they usually had a cage, to put them in when they wasn't playing with them. not Doc. He had bought a pet door, put it in that bedroom door, went in that bedroom, built a real nice nest, I guess you'd call it, up on the wall, with boards like shelves. They were leaning. The coon walked right up into his nest, get out of the nest, walk across that wall on a board, down another board to like a cat box. And I guess he used it. I don't know if he did or not. Then there was food bowl, water bowl. The coon had it all. He had it. And just now and then, though, he'd come down that hallway and take his frustrations out on Doc. I said, Doc, bud, he gonna come in and catch you in the bed with you tonight. He gonna work you over. Oh no, he said, I lock my door at night. So, God, this is strange stuff here. So Kitty and I finished our visit. Had a big laugh all the way home about that raccoon. Told all the guys back home about it, and I think Cuz called Doc and said, bring your coons one night to Rendezvous. We want to see him. And sure enough, he does. He calls us this one night, one Friday, and he said, I'm on my way over and bringing my coon. Now, he had a name. I forget the name of the coon. He's driving through Cleveland, downtown, to come to the red light. There's traffic, pretty heavy traffic on a Friday. Still daylight. Cars on both sides. The raccoon comes up off the back seat, wraps around his head, starts chewing on his head at the red light. I can imagine what people are looking across at that and looking like this and thinking, the red light changed, nobody's moving. They're focused on whatever's on this guy's head. Is that a bad haircut he's got on his head? Is that a coonskin cap? What is going on with this guy's head? But anyway, he brings his raccoon to the Rendezvous, brings him in the man cave. And he's a pretty nice little raccoon that night. He walked around looking at everything, but everybody's on the edge, you know, because any moment he may attack you. Wasn't too long after that, Doc got a girlfriend. Yeah, a real person. A real person. And eventually got married. And when she moved in, I don't know what went down. The raccoon left. I don't know if she made Doc take the raccoon away. He says it run away. It may have, because it's probably, you know, mating age. It probably wanted to go. But that house, as big as it was, beautiful home, was not big enough for a raccoon and a wife. So any of you folks out there, well, most of us my age, we're all married, and if we're not married, we're not going to get married. We're past that. But if you do not bring a raccoon home. I don't think it works. I don't think it's going to work. Anyway, that's a story about Doc and his raccoon. I'm going to get this thing posted. It was funny. We laughed. It was scary at first because Doc living up there alone, we didn't know what he may have trapped and put in that room. We kept hearing these noises. If it wasn't company, he had something trapped back there. You know, the mad scientist or something. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this thing. I'll catch you guys later. Y'all take care.